Kia ora from Aotearoa, Poppy speaking, and look, I didn't intend to do any more sharing before the eclipse, but this morning in meditation I got some big downloads and I feel like it could be helpful to share them. So yeah, this solar eclipse is happening in the energy of 9 death, and that's the 9th day of the Knife Trecena. So it's a lot about beginning and ending cycles. It's within the night wave of 13 Earth, which is about Earth's ascension, in connection with the divine time frequencies of Father Sky. It's really about true justice and alignment and presence and cosmic knowledge. And it's within the Serpent Trecena, which is all about true time, connecting to the cosmic flow of energy in the body, the free flow movement of divine energy through the entire chakra system, connection with earth and sky, like right through all the star chakras to sky and right down through the earth chakras to the center of the earth. And with the Knife Trecena, it really is a time to be reflective, cutting away illusions and limitations, blockages. It really is about truth discernment and clarity. Truth detector, bullshit radar. So 9 is endings of cycles and beginnings of cycles, and death is transformation, surrender and rebirth, dying and being born. And it's a time to be present, loving, true, and as honourable as each one of us has grown to be. So I wasn't going to add anything more until after this eclipse, but this morning I was meditating, and out of this meditation I was connecting dots, and I have a theory of what may be going on. There's a lot of confusion about this eclipse and what it is. So as I see it, Nibiru, also referred to as planet X, has a cycle and has been orbiting near the Earth for several years now. It's a cycle, but one that does not appear in astrology charts at this time, and there's good reason for this. Planet X comes by and will clean up the false time matrix, and it will continue to take souls, entities and energies away that have held humanity in slavery for millennia. What about SpaceX at this time? No coincidence there. I'm not going to go into that. We can get that connection if we're awake. So words, spell casting, is a Draco-reptilian technology that evolved in the 6th wave era of time that commenced in 3115 BC and evolved through the hijacking of human consciousness through trauma and separation from the true unorganic connection with Source Creator. So Father Sky, who sends natural and organic time waves daily through the sun. Those connected with him evolve by him. Those connected to the false time constructs and the grand deception of the Draco-reptilian overlords evolve by that. And their false time planet is Saturn. And this is where black cube technology comes from. This is very much where the Masonic understanding comes from of ley lines. Ley means law. So evolving by that is being caught in the competition for money, energy and resources that were claimed by these overlords through deception, belief that drew people away from true source, and attached their belief to political, religious and pseudo-scientific constructs. Evolving through the true time wave frequencies through the sun brings people into harmonizing with nature, more direct connection with the true heart of Mother Earth, and alignment with her cosmic dream to ascend out of this slavery regime. Evolving through the false time constructs of the papal calendar systems is done through allegiance and worship of soul harvesting systems. Other survivors have got to see what goes on behind the scenes. And look, frankly, I will believe survivors above anybody else. Survivors have really got the lowdown. You get to see it firsthand. And these are not just SRA survivors, but survivors of being military abductees as well. Many of them also used in SRA. And these people have been consistent over the time that I have been searching, hold the truth, while there are people around who rubbish them and trash them and follow them all around Facebook trying to pull them down. And wherever they are putting out their information. And I've seen some of the entities around these beings, the ones that are constantly almost assigned to people to try to keep their truth from coming out. It's really interesting. I was looking around one this morning, and the same beings that I've seen underneath the Vatican were around that particular person. So people are put in place with all kinds of attachments and things to try and throw people off, to try and stop people from connecting with those that are actually part of their support crew. This particular person trashed and rubbished people that have really, really helped me and been actually in a life-saving role at this time in my life. There were 3 specific times that one of these women, who is an amazing, true woman, was there for me when my life was really on the line. And she swooped in and helped me and cleared away all sorts of stuff that was at me and trying to take me down. Yeah, so other survivors have got to see what goes on behind the scenes, like the puppet masters of the papal representatives, presidents, prime ministers, etc. The show is what the world sees through mainstream media and the many psy-ops within the truth movement. Many people have been put in place for decades, and they participate in the fight with the oppositions of politics, religions, and pseudo-science that originated in the 6th era. They hold stories that are born out of mixing and mingling on false timelines that are separated from true source. So where I see that is that many people, truthers, get used, but they're connected to false time constructs, so they're not actually connected with the actual truth of source creator. And so they, all sorts is coming around. We have to discern and find out what is true for ourselves. Before black magic, Draco-reptilian technology took hold and humanity was so extremely used as battery power for them, there were the glyphs, like in the Maya had the glyphs, the Egyptians had the hieroglyphs. There's symbolic art, like through native peoples, like the original people of Australia. Even Maori, they did not have a written language. They were a very pure people. And colonization came in with their black magic art, putting in treaties and declarations that actually colonized this country and held people in captivity. So if the Hebrew alphabet came out of the Egyptian hieroglyphic system, perhaps it was also the beginning of the use of the written word, ritualized black magic, Draco-reptilian technology that is a basis of human captivity. Gematria is a study, a numerical study, and it relates to this language, and even expressions like Merry Christmas have multiple meanings and become global chants at ritual times. So if you've got a global chant that's going on and everybody's going Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas all around the globe, but it's got these other multiple meanings which are very nefarious and quite satanic underneath, they're actually empowering the rituals that are done on the innocents at these times. They are empowering the satanic regime that has been initiated by alien overlords. So the eclipse is connected to the 2017 one that passed through many places called Salem, connected to nefarious witchcraft, And this upcoming one passed through many places called Nineveh. Will pass through that. This eclipse is no regular eclipse as I see it, and I strongly feel it is more connected to planet X or Nibiru that does not appear on astrology charts. It's been one of the papacy's best kept secrets that they didn't want people to know about or see. Remember, they want as many souls as possible, and the only way for us to have reclaimed our souls is in direct connection to true source, which I do not call God, because that is what Lucifer likes to be called, and it's associated with worship and spellcasting. So we each have to work out our own soul reclamation ourselves. But that's a major trick, as I see it, to come through religions, to connect people up with a Luciferian God, rather than the pure source God who comes through the sun, not Saturnian. So where on or in earth are we actually? Because the way I see it, we're in a holding space. Flat earth theory has come around, and it does appear that we may be existing within an earth plane, in a kind of holding space that we may soon be born out of into the actual Mother Earth that we see through remote viewing and through meditation, with pristine, clear, beautiful waters that she can actually and will heal incredibly fast sometime in the future, as I see it. I'm going to just say that again. Flat earth theory has come around, and it does appear that we may be existing within an earth plane, a flat place, in a kind of holding space that we may be born out of, at least those of us who honour, love and cherish our true Mother Earth. Like, this is a time when those who have usurped Mother Earth, I would not want to be them right now. It's not going to be pretty. What is seen in meditation and with remote viewing may be more accurate than anything we see with our natural 3D eyes. When people remote view and meditate, the planets appear as spherical, orbiting, moving around. Here, the chemtrailing alien technology has actively been terraforming the Earth's surface, obscuring vision, causing weather chaos, taking out towns and cities, reclaiming them as super cities that could be controlled by these overlords. It's all been very purposeful. I have witnessed the presence of many cube craft in the sky. You can see it because you start to see the clouds that come around that atmosphere of that cube, and you have these square clouds that hold their form quite a while. I was out with a friend the other day, and there was one sitting there, and we were like looking at it, and then she actually saw a stargate open in the sky, and she showed me how the stargate is, how the cloud moved around in a circular pattern. And so we were looking at the stargate, and the next moment we look over to where the cube craft had been, and it had totally just vanished. It had disappeared, and so did that stargate. So there's lots of things going on that we don't see. We've been conditioned to see things in a certain way, and when we do look through more meditative eyes, adjust our gaze, we get to see different things. So I have got to see through meditative eyes how these cube craft are collecting souls, those who have caused great harm, and maybe transporting them elsewhere. My mother got collected by one. She was a gatekeeper of the matrix for me, a handler. And when Lahuna, Hawaii, got hit by that massive, great directed energy weapon, someone noted the presence of a cube craft overhead at the time. The so-called elite with the blue roofs somehow got spared. To me, this was so obviously alien technology and part of terraforming the Earth by Lord purposes. Many an overlord in the lower pecking order has been collected now, as I see it, in this realm has been massively cleared up through our consciousness. Many people do incredible work in their meditations and dream time, which is part of being on a cosmic cleanup crew. And especially when we get personally attacked by entities, forces, things, then we have every right to clean them up and send them back to source for recycling. Going off to a tadpole universe, which is what one of my friends talks about this, and I've seen it. I saw that tadpole universe many years ago. I saw deception all getting scooped up and put into that tadpole universe. It's like that's a holding place. We're going to need to have the holding places when souls are just not mature enough to be responsible co-creators here. Many of us are winning back our souls and our authentic human gifts in the actions of reclaiming our souls and what has been taken from us. And what I do know is it's wise now to be present, peaceful, reverent, discerning, and honourable during this eclipse, to cease from opposing, hating, dividing, and doing all that belongs to those who wish to pull apart, isolate, and separate people from the true divine source. It's a great time of death and surrender, a time to trust divine source, who is the only force that can transcend the captivity and warring that goes on now, feeding a consciousness to people to be distracted with the divine soul star presence at this time. So wishing you all love, truth, freedom as we travel through this time together. So many of us are joining with Mother Earth's cosmic dream of newness, her new cycle of rising above captivity with us. Cycles come around. They come around. And you know, we had to go through this cycle of decline. It was all part of our evolution. Now we're going into a cycle of rising up with the earth. And we will rise up for a time. And those cycles will come back again. It's all in the Vedic knowing and knowledge as well. So, you know, we've done so well to claim ourselves back. And so many of us are ready, more than ready, to be a part of birthing a new reality. So my love is with you. So much love. And this is an intuitive perspective of the ninth wave time, true time, sacred mind energies, in connection with Mother Earth, our life force source and planetary materialization of consciousness, and Father Sky, source of the time frequencies from the cosmic axis which we may evolve by. So much love.